Hello and welcome to my Let's Play of Star Trek Online on the PS4. I'm the Big B82 and this is part 53 of my Discovery era science officer. We're about to undertake the final mission in here in the Solanae Dyson Sphere Arc, where we're going to talk about the Jenolan Sphere and the undine threat on the Jenolan Sphere as ordered by Admiral Tuvok. First off, let's get the housekeeping out of the way. Thank you for all my new subscribers. I am nearing 100, and I would appreciate if you would find it in your heart to click the subscribe button. I assure you, I'm not only going to be about Star Trek, but it seems as though the majority of my subscribers have come from my Star Trek content, and I intend to do other games, including I'm going to do some Elite Dangerous, and when Cyberpunk finally works, I'll be doing that. But until then, Star Trek it is. So let's howl for the mission, and then we'll get this show on the road. Clearly they couldn't afford to get Tim Russ to say a few lines. Okay. Recent events have underscored the threat posed by the Undine, native species of the fluidic space. These aliens have infiltrated galactic powers, including the Federation, by using their shape-shifting and telepathic abilities. In an attempt to form a united front against this threat, I have called for a summit to discuss the means by which the various governments of the Alpha and Beta Quadrant can detect and neutralize the Undine presence. The location of the talks will be the Jenolan Sphere. This site is currently under dispute by the Federation, the Klingon Empire, and the Roman Republic. However, I believe that access to the sphere should be secondary concern to that of the threat of the Undine. Your experience in the field may prove a valuable perspective, as well as moderating influence. Please attend as a representative of the Federation. So let's accept, and we shall begin. Surface tensions. We're going to get a cutscene as well, so I'll be quiet for that. And we'll go underway.
Last time on Star Trek Online.
We are fighting a war on multiple fronts. We have to consider the Borg, the Undine, and the Romulans, as well as the Klingons.
I see now my deception has been exposed. Starfleet has lost too many ships and too many good men and women to a fight we now know was caused by Iconian and Undine influence.
Is that...
an Iconian gateway? Yes, I believe it is.
Into the gateway, now!
Are all those markers Iconian gateways?
Sir, we've been scanning the gateway. The monitors on the bridge are all showing an Omega.
Welcome to the Delta Quadrant. We are within the Solanae Dyson Sphere, a spherical structure built around a star.
We now know why the sphere generates vast amounts of Omega particles. It is designed to use those particles as fuel to jump to any area of space.
It now appears that the Jenolan Sphere had the same jump capabilities as the Solanae, and moved to this location.
You're not Cooper.
We will repel the Undine, and survive to warn the Alpha Quadrant of the renewed threat. The Undine are a threat to us all. I propose a summit. We must decide together what we must do to protect the Alpha Quadrant. Our disputes may need to be put aside in the face of a greater enemy.
And now, the continuation.
Officially, we are now moving to 2410.
the Delta Quadrant. I will admit that I did not expect to be here with Voyager again. It is agreeable. Thank you for agreeing to attend this conference and supporting my position on the Undine. However, reaching a consensus today will be difficult. Many different agendas will be represented here today. I will speak to you in person shortly. Tuvok out.
Welcome to the Jenolan Dyson Sphere. Please beam down to these coordinates.
Okay, before we speak to Captain Sean, I'm going to crack out my cheesy Captain's Log. Captain's Log Stardate 87087.24. I have been asked to attend a summit on the status of the Jenolan Sphere and the renewed threat of the Undine led by Cooper. End of log. Okay, Captain Sean, we meet again.
Good to see you. I'd say you're right on time, but it looks like everyone else wants to be fashionably late. We're still finishing preparations for the conference. And Admiral Tuvok is already there. The Klingon and Romulan delegates will arrive soon, so we should head inside as soon as you're ready.
Lead on, Captain. I suppose I better get into my uniform. Okay, Admiral.
Thank you for joining us here. We need assistance with preparations for the conference. The Romulan and Klingon delegations are still in private deliberations, but other delegates are arriving. Several preliminary tasks remain before we can begin the presentation. Your support in this matter would be appreciated.
Okay, so let's call in the security team. Alright, it's in real.
Where do you want me posted, sir?
You can go to the projector. It's in
Where do you want me posted, sir?
Romulans.
Where do you want me posted, sir?
And you can go to the Klingons. The argument is between, well, it's between Elam Galaric and Myra Kren, but it's actually the old ambassador that used to be here, which was I can't remember his bloody name now. Anyway, let's break up the argument.
This Cardassian thug is trying to push Bajor out of this conference. We have as much of a right to be represented here as any other world, more than the Cardassians. They're not even part of the Federation or the Klingon Empire.
Please remain calm. What's the basis of this dispute?
I simply inquired about the ambassador's presence at the conference. After all, Bajor is a member of the Federation. Ambassador Sugihara is capable of representing them along with the Deltans, Andorians, Vulcans, and everyone else, even the Tellarites. Though I suspect they'd argue that point rather robustly.
Now, we have a diplomacy because our duty officer's diplomacy is quite high. We've actually just completed it. We're going to just do this one. You're both diplomats. Work this out. Your people are depending on you. Don't get ejected over a quarrel.
Well said. Perhaps there's hope for this conference yet. I'm quite willing to put this disagreement behind us in the interest of the bigger picture.
Thank you, Counselor.
The preliminary tasks are complete. You should speak with Admiral Tuvok again.
Yes, to be perfectly honest, by now you're this deep in the game. You should have had the duty officer's stuff all done.
Thank you for your assistance. Please take the opportunity to speak with the various delegates. Having an understanding of the positions of each representative will facilitate more effective negotiations.
Okay. need to speak with the Ambassador Sugihara, Ambassador Strusk, and Proconsul Tan. Now, I think the Tan is over, and Sugihara's over here, so let's go and speak with Sugihara.
The Federation's position is quite clear. We believe the only way to safeguard the future of the Alpha and Beta Quadrants is for all the galactic powers to behave as reasonable entities and work together to oppose those who would threaten our worlds. It doesn't matter if that threat comes from the Undine, the Borg, or the Iconians. The response is the same.
That was unexpectedly brief. Thank you, Ambassador. It is indeed. It is indeed.
The Xindi are here to support Admiral Tuvok's call for cooperation. We know what tragedies befall a people who are being manipulated by outsiders, as we once were. The Undine's lies and manipulation remind us of the Sphere Builders, whose deceptions led us to make one of the greatest mistakes in our history. There are 5 races on my world. We all know reaching a consensus can be difficult, but the Xindi are living proof that if we put aside animosity, our differences can make us stronger.
Thank you. Okay, Ambassador Strusk.
I sincerely hope that the Federation is not wasting our time here. If your presentation is to explain the threat posed by the Undine, let me spare you the effort. The Klingon Empire has been aware of this threat for quite some time now.
Thank you, Ambassador. Okay, and finally, Proconsul Tan. I'll run past him, haven't I? There he is. Proconsul Tan. Just realised I don't have the wrong uniform on. Proconsul, I didn't update it.
Thank you for the invitation. Starfleet certainly knows how to organize their meetings on a grand scale. I trust that the Republic will be able to take a leadership role in studying this sphere. The extensive knowledge we've gained from the Solanae Sphere should give us an advantage here. And, after all, the gateway that leads to both of these spheres is in Republic space.
That's not the only thing we need to decide here. What about the Undine?
Yes, the Undine. Very interesting. My security advisors have been looking over the data, and we are all very curious to hear what you and Admiral Tuvok have to say on the matter.
Thank you for attending, Proconsul. Please take up your position at a podium.
You've spoken with representatives of all of the delegations. You should return to Admiral Tuvok.
Oh, come on, jump up, thank you. Admiral.
We are almost ready to begin. Will you complete the final preparations for the conference while I speak to Captain Sean? After that, your assistance in encouraging everyone to take their seats would be appreciated.
Understood, I'll finish the preparations and then direct people to the seats. Do I look a fucking ensign to you? This is menial work. Even for a captain, this would be menial work. Okay. Alright, let's get everyone to go to their seats.
I was just going. Don't rush me.
Thank you for taking your seat.
Ah, it seems the time has come at last. Thank you for the reminder.
You're welcome, Chancellor. I'm sure the Klingons would see this as an act of war movie in over here. Tell them to be seated.
I suppose we can begin.
Thank you for taking your seat. And who's final? And the Ferengi.
Oh, yes, I will take my seat.
Thank you.
You can start the presentation from the control console.
Okay, let's get the show on the road, but Admiral.
The Undine represent a clear and present danger to not only the Federation, but also the Klingon Empire and Romulan Republic. The damage done here by a mere handful of ships is clear evidence for the need for cooperation.
With respect, Admiral, the Romulan Republic is quite capable of leading exploration and security measures here, just as we have led efforts to secure the Solanae Sphere. My militia...
I find it interesting that the Federation suddenly has concerns about the Undine now. Where was the Federation when the Empire discovered Undine infiltrators in the Alpha Quadrant? Or is the Federation only interested now the Undine threatens something you want?
Given the exceptionally complicated nature of such...
Ambassador, given what we now know, that was a mistake. The Empire recognized the Undine threat years ago. We didn't.
You admit you are wrong?
The evidence provided by Admiral Tuvok and his team is sound.
Thank you, Captain Sean. However, dwelling on past mistakes will not solve the problems of the present.
Our fleet stands ready to protect both spheres from the Undine.
The Undine can wait. We have more important business to discuss. Who owns this sphere? I represent a consortium of businessmen on Ferenginar. We are prepared to invest significant venture capital into transforming this sphere into a vacation destination to rival Risa. I have a proposal of $500,000 of... What's that?
Tuvok to Voyager. Report.
A massive fleet of Undine vessels just appeared from a rift. They're setting a course for the gateway.
The Undine? What do they want?
Unknown. Direct to Lisette. Track their course.
Enterprise to Captain Sean. We're receiving a distress signal from Earth's space dock.
Sean to Federation Fleet. Red alert. Prepare for immediate departure.
The Federation is our enemy, but the Undine attack like assassins in the night.
We will crush the Kamikuv!
A significant Undine force is headed for the Sol system. We must stop the Undine from breaching Earth's defenses.
Not now, because I need to change back into my armor. And now we'll be back to the ship.
A significant Undine... Species 8472 is already below Earth space dock. Once we are through the gateway, we must render assistance as soon as possible.
Don't worry, we will. Because I kick ass.
I am picking up several distress calls from across the system. Curious. There are fewer Undine vessels than we witnessed using the gateway.
Any word from Starfleet Command?
Negative. The subspace relay booster network appears to be offline. I am reading Undine ships attacking Earth space dock, as well as attacks on the lunar colonies and the orbital habitat on the far side of Earth.
We need to split our forces if we're going to stop the Undine in multiple locations.
Agreed. Enterprise will clear the area around the lunar colonies.
Understood. We'll head toward the space dock.
Fine. Jirok and I will clear the far side of the planet.
Good hunting.
Enterprise will set course for Luna.
We'll do a size comparison and
the Fortescue and Lisette will lead the fight on the far side of the planet.
Don't worry, I'll sort it out. Don't worry your pretty Vulcaneers.
Earth's space dock is taking severe structural damage. Undine ships are still present. Our work here is not complete. If we do not hurry, Earth's space dock may be destroyed.
There are still Undine ships.
Dreadnought, inbound.
Well, shit.
The Undine on the other side of the planet were no match for Klingon warriors.
Lunar colony secure.
We will put an end to this together.
Well, that was fun. Remember, you stop now.
Any ships still in range? There are Undine hunting parties on Earth's space dock. We're fighting them, but comms are spotty. I was lucky to get an external signal working. We need any assistance you can spare.
What happened? Where's the rest of the fleet?
There are Undine ships attacking key sites across the quadrant. Our ships are responding to everything they can, but we're stretched thin. When the Undine arrived here, they damaged every ship in the system, hit the orbital platforms, and then most of them just left. Automated defense systems are offline. We're struggling just to keep control of the station.
We'll render any assistance we can.
I've received orders from New Romulus. In light of this situation, the Lisette is being recalled to defend the homeworld. I will contact you if there is any change.
Understood, Admiral Tuvok. Recommendations?
The boarding parties on Earth's space dock should be our main concern. The Undine will be attempting to cripple Starfleet operations, gain valuable data, and capture ranking officers. We cannot afford to allow them to succeed. I am prepared to beam down immediately. Your assistance will greatly improve our chances of success.
Okay, let's go. By your command.
Earth's space dock has sustained severe damage from multiple Undine boarding parties. We must locate Admiral Quinn. The most expedient path to the Admiral's office is through those doors. Our mission objectives are clear. We must ascertain the whereabouts of Admiral Quinn and expel all Undine boarders. Teams from other ships, including some Klingon and Romulan vessels, have beamed to lower decks here on the station. While their willingness to assist us is unexpected, their desire to see this enemy stopped is gratifying.
Old school ESD. Oh, how I miss this giant donut. It was shaped like a donut, actually. Let's go all the way around. Like that. That's the extent of ESDs. Go all the way around like that. A giant donut. Yeah. Insulin rack.
Everything hurts. What? Who? Admiral Tuvok.
What happened here?
I don't... What? The windows. They came through the windows, walking on the hull. I don't know. After the Klingon and Borg attacks during my cadet cruise, I thought working at Earth space dock would be less traumatic.
He seems very rattled, Admiral. What can we do?
Indeed. I can initiate a mind meld. It will calm him, and I will be able to learn what he knows about the attack. This is not normally something I would suggest, but I believe that in this instance it is necessary.
Do what you need, Harky Watch.
My mind to your mind. My thoughts to your thoughts.
Poor bastard didn't even get a chance.
I'm feeling better now. Thank you. The Undine, yes. They just appeared in close orbit. We were taken by surprise and none of the defense systems worked. I don't know why. They've been killing people. I don't know what they want, but they've been systematic about their attacks. They want something.
Come with us. We'll get through it together.
There is more going on with these boarding parties than mere phaser fire. There are more Starfleet officers fighting nearby. We need to manually activate the fire suppression systems.
I think I see the correct panel over there.
I thought Earth space dock would be a quiet assignment.
Be cautious. There are more Undine nearby.
You're a big fella, aren't you?
Admiral Tuvok, I'm gonna help hold this position. I'm not much of a soldier, but I can make repairs and help keep this area clear of Undine. I hope Admiral Quinn is okay. He was on comms a few minutes ago, but the transmission was cut off.
We'll find Admiral Quinn, stay safe.
Be cautious. There are more Undine nearby.
I'll stay here. Good luck.
Damage is extensive, but we will rebuild. First, however, we must drive species A472 back to fluidic space.
Agreed. Yeah. Central hub and find the Admiral.
Admiral Quinn.
Admiral, sir. Ah, shit. Where's his last jackass?
The shape-shifting nature of species 8472 makes them a dangerous foe. We will have to proceed with caution to avoid being caught unaware again. Clearly, Admiral Quinn is not here. He may be still alive elsewhere on the station. The logical course of action amid so much chaos will be to re-establish the chain of command.
Well, technically I outrank you. My open suggestions. How should we proceed?
Perhaps we can establish more reliable communications by directly linking to the Starbase's internal systems. The consoles here can be used for that purpose. Make the attempt. I will keep watch for more Undine.
Understood. I'll link to the internal.
I will cover you.
Who is this? Communications are damaged. One moment. This is Admiral Quinn.
How do you know you're the real Admiral Quinn?
I suppose that's a valid question. You reported to me after the attack on Vega Colony. I took a chance on promoting you. I see now it was the right one. Admiral Tuvok, we spoke briefly about your mission right before you reported back to Voyager. You mentioned your wife and said it was fortunate you had time to visit Vulcan to see T'Pel before the conference.
I believe you, Admiral.
Admiral, what is your status?
I'm pinned down in my office with Egan. We've been trying to get internal comms and sensors working. What's your status?
Not good. We have a few casualties.
The Undine boarding parties appear to have some goal in mind, but we are unsure as to what it might be. Admiral, I suggest you hold your position. We will make our way to you.
We'll be there soon, Admiral.
Stay alert for more imposters.
No fucking shit. I don't particularly want to go through that shit again. What if you're an Undine? Temporal anomalies are a bitch, you bastard.
Ambush. There are still more Undine on the station. I can feel their anger.
I couldn't hear who a nickel about their anger. Fuck them. Attacking my home. We ain't gonna fucking get away with it. When it travelled 400 years from the past, 200 years from the past, it can take this shit.
The way is blocked. There may be an alternate route on the upper deck. Admiral Quinn and Commander Egan are below. The Admiral appears to require medical treatment.
Admiral.
It is agreeable to see you, Admiral.
When he's dazed, but he doesn't not appear to be critically injured. Hang in there, Admiral. seem to learn, do they?
Thank you. Now maybe we should... Commander Egan.
Egg?
Egg? Where are you going?
One moment, Admiral.
Intriguing. The amount of resistance Starfleet has offered is unexpected. That being said...
The weak will perish. And you are weak.
Yeah. Well.
He is tapping into the bioship's power.
How the hell do we stop him? Send him a strongly worded letter?
Egan was an undine? That would explain what happened to our defense grid. He would have known they were coming, and had ample opportunity to sabotage us. Damn, I didn't see that coming.
What are your orders, Admiral?
It's hard to believe. He attacked me mentally, led everyone into a trap. I couldn't stop him. We have much to consider. There may be... Tuvok! What's going on? Tuvok! Can you hear me? Tuvok!
Tuvok! Hello, Tuvok. Egan was too weak. He spent too much time among humans. He served his purpose, and you will be far too late.
Too late for what?
Your quadrant will fall. The weak will perish. This dimension will be cleansed, purified of infestation. Your efforts are meaningless. I know your thoughts, Tuvok.
Indeed, Doctor. But I have taken advantage of this connection to look into your mind as well.
What?
I understand now what your plans are. You will not succeed.
You can't stop us. Tuvok! Tuvok!
Admiral Tuvok! Admiral!
Diversion. This was all a diversion.
What do you mean?
Kronos. Their real target is Kronos.
Well, shit.
Come. Kronos may not have much time. The Federation and the Empire have been at war for far too long. Now we must join together for the common good.
The common good. Conjuring one being to beam up, laying a course for Kronos maximum warp.
have arrived in the Chronos system. At this time, the ruins of Praxis are concealing our arrival from the Undine. The Klingon homeworld defense fleet has engaged the bulk of the Undine forces, but they appear to be taking heavy casualties.
Just 2 Federation ships? 2? Where is the Enterprise? Where's the rest of your fleet? Fleet, you run when you should fight.
Reinforcements are on their way.
The Romulans have promised additional aid, as has Starfleet Command. The Enterprise is contacting all available ships and...
Words are meaningless. Deeds show the true heart of a warrior. Join me if you are not as cowardly as the rest of the Federation. Today is a good day to die.
We're here to fight. More ships are on the way. God, she's annoying, ain't she? We are slightly bigger than Voyager.
That was only a small force. The rest of the Undine fleet...
The Romulan Republic has made commitments to its allies. We are here to honor.
Are you afraid, Vulcan?
Not sure whether the structure defense is coming from, but I'll take it.
Anyone else in Starfleet had bothered to show up? The tide may turn against
We are
us.
at a distinct
This
tactical
will be our
disadvantage.
day of glory. Think of it as an increase in your opportunities to die with honor.
My apologies for being late.
Just one more ship?
Not exactly. We brought a few friends.
This is a battle. Right.
What is that thing?
The Undine have brought a large craft through a quantum singularity.
They're powering up weapons!
The Undine have a new planet killer.
Target that ship, and fire all weapons!
Well.
No effect. They're too strong.
Voyager has one nanite torpedo remaining from her time in the Delta Quadrant. Such devices proved effective against the Undine in the past. Tactical. Fire when ready.
They took some damage, but the planet killer can still fire. I can get the Aquarius into firing position above her and exploit the opening in her shields, but someone will need to keep the Undine distracted.
Sean's attacking that planet killer on his own. Sacrifice his ship. His life.
We must assist Sean. Not let his action in vain.
Don't worry. I will do my duty.
Weapons are offline. This is our only chance. Setting the Aquarius on a collision course.
Acknowledged. Do we have Sean's coordinates?
Getting locked now, sir.
Is my ship just happily firing away?
He did it, sir! The planet killer has been destroyed.
Tuvok to Allied fleet. Stand down. The Undine are retreating.
Captain Sean.
Transporter room. Did you get him?
We have...
Captain Sean to Admiral Tuvok. Permission to come aboard?
How Kronos, but unfortunately we're going to wait for our ship to work out it's no longer in red alert mode.
Klingon High Council wishes to discuss the most recent developments. We have been invited to transport directly to the High Council chambers.
Victor Kronos. Kronos. Eventually it will load. Right, change our uniform again. Can't turn up looking like that. Right, Admiral.
There are many here who have seen the danger Species 8472 presents with their own eyes for the first time. Thank you for your assistance in protecting both Earth and Kronos from the Undine. However terrible, this battle did have one benefit. Today's fight opened the door to what may be a lasting peace between the Federation and the Empire. Now we must have the courage to compromise for the greater good. In its way, that can be more difficult than waging war. The formalities will begin soon. Until then, I must take the time to speak to others who were instrumental in the success of this mission.
Yes. We face great threats, but we will also celebrate great victories. Let's speak with Admiral Sean, Captain.
That was a close one, but I'm fortunate Voyager transported me off the ship at the last second. It would have been a worthy sacrifice. Kronos is too important to lose.
Glad you're still here, Captain. Admiral, sir.
A true peace may not be on the table yet, but I hope we can at least broker a lasting armistice. But first, we celebrate today. Earth and Kronos are safe.
Thank you, Admiral. Sir. Stress?
My people have respected the Federation ever since our first encounter with your famed Captain Kirk. I have advised Chancellor Jimpuck that the Gorns support the idea of a ceasefire. Perhaps this will lead to greater freedom for all of us.
Thank you, Ambassador. Commander.
Earth and Kronos are safe, and the Romulan Republic is pleased to assist its allies. I just wish my father could see all of us working together toward a common goal. This is the future he dreamed of.
Thank you, Commander. Delegate.
The 5 races of the Zindi once tried to exterminate humanity. But through the efforts of a few people who were willing to change, we put aside our weapons and worked through our differences. Now, we are members of the Federation. Peace came with great difficulty, but that is the way of most things worth having. The Undine are here, and they're spreading lies and dividing us from within. Now, more than ever, we need to set aside our animosities and work together for the greater good.
Thank you. Oh, this is great. Good crap. House of Kalek.
I admit, I did not expect the Federation to act with such honor. I do not know what the final decision of the High Council will be, but rest assured that the Undine will pay. We will hunt down every last Kameku and destroy them for what they have done here today.
Helping Kronos was the right thing to do. The 10.
Our people come from a culture of deception and division. We've rejected our past in favor of open alliances. Perhaps it's time for the Federation and the Empire to set aside their past as well. We would welcome a ceasefire between our allies.
Thank you, Proconsul. Captain Corin.
You have shown your true nature today. Worf was correct. There is honor in the Federation. The conflict between us has gone on long enough. Now we should turn our blades toward the real enemy. I remember you from the Gateway activation. You fought well today. May our meetings on the battlefield always be as glorious.
Well. Let's... Yeah, thank you, Captain. Let's hope not. I want to have a nice
I served in
life.
Starfleet, and now I serve the Empire. There are many on both sides of the current conflict for whom I have deep respect. I see this as an opportunity. We may find we have more in common than we realize.
I agree, Ambassador. Oh, what's left? Jumpok.
You fought well for someone from Starfleet.
Thank you.
Many fine warriors have earned their places in Stovacor today. They died with honor, fighting one of our most formidable enemies. The Undine brought the battle to our very threshold. The fine warriors standing before me pushed them back. Let us honor our sacrifices and our accomplishments by ending...
So, you are the heroes of the Milky Way. You have come further than we expected. But still you chase our shadows.
We are not here to impress you, demon! We stand united, and there is no one who can...
We give you a single warning to not attract our attention again.
What was that?
That was the reason we need to work together. It's time for our feud to end.
Agreed. From this day forward, all hostilities between the Empire and the Federation will cease.
Well, that's good news.
The Iconians use servitor races and other species to do their fighting for them. Species 8472 has been an unknowing cat's paw of the Iconians for some time. This time, however, the Undine were defeated, and it was our combined strength that allowed us to prevail. Thousands of years ago, the Iconians were defeated by an alliance of races. I predict their ultimate aim has been to prevent such an alliance from happening again.
But the conflict between the Federation and the Empire is over.
There have been periods in our combined history when the Federation and the Empire have not been at war, but they have not been allies either. This may be the beginning of such a time. It will be up to us to determine what happens next. With time, we may even restore the alliance that came out of the Khitomer Accords.
You don't sound too convinced. Anyway, what happens now?
Voyager will return to the Delta Quadrant. There is much to do there, and the Jenolan Sphere will need to be protected from further undine assaults. I am sure I will see you again. You have been a worthy ally, and your wisdom and courage will be called upon in the days ahead. Until then, live long and prosper.
Until next time, Admiral. Hygiene 1 to beam up. And that sets the table for our ventures into the Delta Quadrant, which will be in part 54 once we've spoken with Admiral Tuvok again to complete the mission. Your service has quite literally saved the quadrant as we know it. Both Earth and Kronos will rebuild in the wake of these terrible attacks, and a new day dawns for the Federation. One where we may someday re-establish our once strong alliance we had with the Klingon Empire. Starfleet and I think that you can't thank you enough. If I didn't know better, I'll say you're angling for my job. In the meantime, though, it's clear that the Iconians and the Undine are not waiting for us to act. I think our galaxy just got a whole lot smaller. And we choose a reward, which we shall take the living hull. And that is the next mission we'll be doing, which will be Escalation. Until then, I'm the Big Bit 82. Thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe, comments are welcome, and I appreciate any thumbs up as well. And I will see you in part 54, Escalation. Sub-Commander Cole seems so interested in giving us. But we'll be heading to the Delta Quadrant for the first time, and well, we're going to be working with Voyager, and you're going to be using Voyager's replacement, the Pathfinder class. Anyway, until then, ciao for now.